Just do this whole thing. Yo. What's up, everybody? It has been a while. It's been a while since our last community call, and there's a lot of stuff to unpack this week. So today with me, I have two powerhouses from Meteora, who I don't know if you guys have joined the community call before. Have you?
No, I don't think I have.
Pranav hasn't.
Pranav has not. Shane has, right? Good. So
want to introduce yourself for the quick one?
Yeah, sounds good. I think they have met me before on the previous token holder recap in Q1, but this is the first time I'm joining the voice on the community call. So I'm Pranav. I run the IR side of things at Meteora. Very fun stuff. Also a few of the new stuff like Bedrock, which we'll get into a bit later. But Shane, how about you?
I don't really think I need to introduce myself. I've been around since DLMM started. But yeah, in general, it's been a while since I joined the community call, and it's been a while since I joined Mir to talk about Meteora with all of you guys. So very excited to again be very deep in the roots with the community and the LP Army. So a lot of things to unpack today. Like Mir said, let's just get started.
Let's get started. Before that, I'm getting some feedback that the Wi-Fi, or I think the camera quality is kind of like glitching out. Just to make sure that everything is okay on our side, can I just get a quick GMET in the chat, just to make sure that sound and audio and video is all fine. Just a quick check. Everything seems okay on my side, at least. Okay, if everything is fine, let's start real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have gone through a very long 6 months, right? We've shipped a lot has gone on. And I think before we start, we just also want to do a quick shout out to our much beloved friend Soju. I think a lot of you have probably heard or seen from his tweet that Soju will no longer be with us on a full-time role, right? So he's gone through like a very smooth transfer of leadership over to Zen, who will continue leading Meteora as per normal. So pretty much nothing's going to change, right?
Yes. Zen has also been around, right, since before Meteora was called Meteora, when it was Mercurial. Yeah, Zen has always been co-founder, has always been the lead, and nothing really changed on the leadership side of things. We really want to thank Soju for all his hard work and help and advice with us. And shout out to Soju, really OG and MVP for us. So but now that he's not working full time with us, everything will continue, right, as per normal. We would continue shipping. We'll continue talking to you guys, getting feedback from you guys through these calls. So yeah, nothing much will change on that front.
Absolutely, everything will remain the same. Soju will always remain a valued community member of the LP Army. Only if he finishes his boot camp. I don't know if he has. Has he?
I haven't, so
I don't think
HMC.
We got to check with HMC whether he's an LP Army private or not. But yeah, let's get straight to it. So we're gonna start with a quick agenda, as you can see in the slides. We're gonna start with how far we've come across the past 6 months, where exactly Meteora is at. So Pranav will go through that in a lot more detail. Right after that, Shane and I will probably just go through what we've shipped over the past couple of months. And we will also end off with a last final section that covers a bit of what's next, a bit of alpha. So you might wanna stay ahead for that side of things. So let's go ahead and kickstart the first section, which is the H1 2026 token holder recap. So Pranav, how have we performed in H1?
Thank you, Mir. That's exactly what I want to answer over quite a few sections. But I hope that you guys stay tuned, because I think what Meteora and what you guys have been able to achieve as our users has been quite phenomenal. So let's get right into it. So before we get into how Meteora did in the last 6 months, and if at any point of time I'm not clear, please let me know. So just kick it out.
Yeah, I'll be taking note in the comments if anyone has any questions.
Yeah. So before we talk about how Meteora did in the past 6 months, let's set the stage here first, right? So volumes on Solana have not been the best, right? Q2 was down almost 44% compared to the prior quarter, and H1 was just 446 billion in spot volumes on Solana. Because of that, it's not been easy for LPs on Solana. And in general, when activity falls, LPs will struggle to generate adequate fees, and that compensates them for their liquidity. But even in that landscape, our LPs have actually delivered and provided liquidity on Meteora. So volumes through Meteora actually fell lower than that of the market in the second half. This just means that liquidity was actually thicker on Meteora compared to any other venue for the same token. And consequently, our share of volumes on Meteora actually rose even in this difficult period of time. So now you might ask, so what does all of this mean actually for our users, right? Yeah,
Yo, my bad. Sorry, I'm just checking and making sure that the video is all okay.
The next one too as well. It's okay. A few technical difficulties, but let's just
Please
pause
bear
at the
with us.
previous. Yeah, let's just pause at the previous slide,
Pause at the
and then
previous slide.
let you guys take a look at that. So as I mentioned, we were down 44% for the market. Meteora itself was only down 31%, and our market share actually rose 140 pips. Right, so we actually gained market share even while the market was not as lively, as wonderful as it used to be, in 2025.
So market activity was going down, but Meteora's share was going up, regardless of what the market was performing. So it's pretty bullish numbers.
Pretty bullish indeed. And so these past 6 months, so what does this all actually mean for us as users, right? So these past 6 months, $32 billion of volume actually flowed through Meteora, right? And LPs on Meteora actually generated $140 million in fees in total. So that's 140 million in fees that went straight to our users, you guys. And so can we get like some GMATs or like whatever?
Can we
you
get
guys
some
do?
W's in the chat, ladies and gentlemen?
Absolutely, because I think
140 million.
no sound effects.
I don't think we have sound effects.
We're keeping it calm here. Yeah.
I'll do some manual sound effects. Woo! Bullish, incredibly bullish.
140 million in fees straight to our LPs, the people who provide liquidity on Meteora, right? So let's actually take a closer look at what this means. So of that 140 million, 105 million was actually from LPing the tokens that were launched not on Meteora, so other places, right? And those tokens found their center of volume and liquidity on Meteora. So that was predominantly most of where our fees came from, 105 million. The other 35 million in fees were actually from tokens that were launched on all our launchpad partners like Bags, Startup Fund, America.Fund, Easy Air, Kickstart. So many of these partners who create their own niches of launches across Solana ecosystem. That contributed to another 35 million in fees that was generated for you guys as our users. So LPs on Meteora actually generate $53 of fees for every $10,000 of volume. And this is actually the highest fee rate for LPs anywhere, not just across Solana, but across all chains. Right? $53 for every $10,000 of volume. That's the highest. This means that users are able to monetize their volumes, their liquidity, the best on Meteora. So if your liquidity is on Meteora, it's going to generate way more bang for its buck. On the other hand, on the other side of things also, for every dollar of TVL that you guys provide as liquidity, you generate 35 cents over 6 months on average, right? So you can think of it as a yield, but not exactly, right? But at the end of the day, Meteora users are still able to generate 35 cents in per every dollar that they generate on the platform. So here are fees and revenues at a glance. So let's take like a look at that, right? So fees and revenues were obviously dominated by a killer Jan, and that's because of all the launches that happened on our launchpad partner Bags. So that kind of dominated the scene. But as things got quieter, you'll see that the steady money-making vehicle is actually the LP fees. And since March onwards, we've actually been increasing our fees and revenues respectively, right? So even when the markets were down, you guys showed up, you guys provided liquidity, you guys generated fees, and the Meteora is all the more better for that.
Bullish.
Absolutely bullish. And now, limit orders. This is something that was just shipped very recently and in May. And it's personally one of my favorite features because I'm not as good as you guys to trench, but I love setting and forgetting. So I put my limit orders there and I wake up and then I realize I'm down 20%, So that's just fun, right? So, limit orders is something that we want to cover. And, they are a very novel implementation of something that everyone knows, loves, and have been demanding for quite some time. And now, through Meteora's limit orders, anyone can use their limit orders for spot trading on Solana, right? So launched in late May again, adoption has grown quite steadily, right? So 95,000 limit orders were placed, 7.3 million in filled volumes, and 15K in dollars of bonus paid out to our users. So again, a quick refresher on how this works. As a user, if I put $100 of buy order to buy Solana, and I get filled on that, I generate half of the trading fees for that limit order.
Yep.
So that half is paid directly to me as a bonus for not only getting my order filled, but also providing liquidity. It's vesting liquidity, right? So with the release of LOs, we're actually seeing our users create content on how to implement LOs within the existing strategies, like heart attack strategies, right? So as that grows more and more, what we think will happen is LO adoption and usage will grow as well. So right now, we are still in the early stages of everything, but as this grows, this bonus that gets paid out to users will also compound. So on that note, I'd like to invite Braden, co-founder of HawkFi, to talk about how they've been using Meteora LOs in their product.
So, Braden, let me just add you to the stage real quick. For a second.
Hello.
Hello.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. Thanks for taking the time. Let me show you guys something we have shipped from HawkFi, the agent terminal, that has been helping fuel explosion in Meteora limit orders. So as you can see in the GIF animation over here, it's actually a tweet, but I'll zoom out real quick. Who likes dual income households? So this is a new way to earn, and this is supplementary to liquidity providing, and it's called market making. And you could deploy them in less than 10 seconds with HawkFi's market making agents. When fees are high, you LP to farm fees, and when volatility is high, you market make to farm volatility and earn more on meme coins by beating HODL PNL. So what's another way to look at this? This is perfect for when fees and volume are low. So this solves the problem of when markets are dry and people complain there's no LP opportunity when volume is low or fees are low. Now there's no more excuse. You could farm fees via LP, and you could farm volatility via these MM agents, which you could deploy in less than 10 seconds, and is powered by Meteora limit orders. Our big vision here is to make market making a no-brainer compared to trading. Like, why would you trade and HODL a meme coin if you could easily beat the HODL with market making? And so with that, let me show you proof of gains over here. So I think I can show screenshots or the tweets over here. So let me unpack this PNL card real quick. So this is an example of a Meteora position for stonk sol. So as you can see over here, if you had HODL stonk, the returns would be 327%. But this user deployed a market making agent on HawkFi powered by Meteora limit orders, and it produced 388%. And so the goal here is to beat the HODL, make it better to market make instead of HODLing the token. When you win more, and when you lose less. So for example, here with a capital of 19 sol, this user earned an extra 12 sol versus if he were just HODLing the stonk token. And here is another example. Let me copy the or change the PNL card real quick. So this is an example of Ansem USDC. So as you could see over here, if the user had just HODLed the Ansem token, he would be down 18%. But because he was market making and deployed the MM agent, he is up 14% and therefore outperforming HODLing the Ansem token by 39%. Let me see. I think I want to copy another screenshot to show. But maybe before that, let me just give the TLDR highlights over here. So why does market making and liquidity providing go hand in hand? Number one, you still earn when fees and volume are low by farming volatility with the MM agents, which are powered by Meteora limit orders on steroids. Number two, there is no impermanent loss. Maybe I could pull back the animation again real quick over here, because I think that's the best illustration of how this works. So as you can see over here, these are the limit orders. These are the Meteora limit orders that are agentically grid trading, just like how institutional market makers would be doing it. So when the token pumps or when the token drops, well, specifically when the token drops, there is no impermanent loss. And lastly, there is no yield dilution. So for liquidity providers who are worried about sizes not being sized or PVP, this is not an issue because, again, you are farming volatility and not competing for fees. And that's why we think and liquidity providing could go greatly hand in hand, because you basically have two big ways to earn on Meteora now. And lastly, maybe I could show you how this could be deployed real quick in less than 10 seconds. So this is the HawkFi agent terminal where you could deploy 24/7 agents for LP or MM. Pick any of the pool. And then over here, you have the create market making agent button. And then these are the execution models. So these are basically quant optimized agents and models that you could deploy for anything from micro cap meme coins, small caps, mid caps, and blue chip tokens as well. These are already optimized by market cap categories. So in this case, let's say Plumber, that is a meme coin. So you just deploy the micro cap market making agent, put in the amount you want to deploy, and then just click fund and deploy the agent. And then optional advanced configurations and optimizations, are optional as well once you deploy the agent. And that's all, guys. Short and sweet.
Absolutely. Hold on. Let me just check if the video is all okay. But Braden, thank you so much for sharing some of the really cool kind of like use cases on top of Meteor limit orders. And so I think this is, hopefully we can see a lot more kind of use cases being built on top of LP Tech, right?
Yeah, just a quick note. Just a quick note that DRM limit orders, we understand that for the user product itself, that's one use case. But just like how the HawkFi example you saw, there could be multiple different kind of use cases on different depths, right? And if you are a developer, a builder on Solana that is trying to incorporate limit orders into your own application, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be very happy to see how we can, support on the technical side of things.
Sounds good. And the last thing I wanted to, run through with you guys would be...
Hold on, just before that, we just want to say thank you very much to Braden for hopping on the call. And thank you for your time, brother.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.
My bad, cut you kind of halfway. But let's move on to the last section of the kind of like what we're going through with H1 2026.
Yeah, and the final thing that we wanted to speak to you guys about would be Bedrock, right? So for those of you who are, hearing about Bedrock for the first time, here's a quick refresher. So Bedrock is actually a joint venture between Meteora and Govern. So Meteora is the liquidity and launch infrastructure partner, and Govern is the legal infrastructure partner. And Bedrock is essentially our answer to an industry-wide problem, which is that most tokens actually have no enforceable claim on the company behind them. So when a project gets acquired, the token holders get nothing in return, right? So Bedrock tries to close this gap. When a project incorporates through Bedrock and launches on one of our launch pads, the token is actually tagged to anywhere between 1 or 30% of the company's equity. So the token is actually tagged to equity. And then when the company gets acquired, the token holders actually become part and parcel of the acquisition. They actually get paid out accordingly, right? So this is what we want to achieve with Bedrock. Ideally, all token holders are able to, exercise their claim on the equity that they are supposed to be rightfully having. And since launching in March this year, we've actually incorporated 2 companies, and 2 more actually are in the pipeline. And to find out more about them, I would love if you guys head down to bedrockfoundation.org and look around the site. We've got quite a few interesting companies up in the pipeline for the incorporation through Bedrock. And lastly, I just wanted to talk about a few of our other more exciting things that we've also, experienced. Grayscale covered us as one of the top 15 revenue-generating on-chain protocols just a few weeks ago. And in February, we were the first token transparency filing filed by Blockworks. We actually scored a perfect score of 40 out of 40. So, it's again in our best interests that we maintain these high standards of transparency. And with that, I think I have kind of covered how absolutely bullish this quarter has been. This half has been, right? Volumes are down, but Meteora has done well. The users have eaten well from generating fees, and I think that's almost the best that we could have asked for. So thank you. And if you guys have any more questions, we'll keep an eye out on the chat. So just shoot us with anything, and we'll circle back to that later.
Absolutely. And I feel like throughout a fairly rough half of 2026, I've seen on Twitter, on CT, and on Discord as well, a lot of LPs are still printing. So that's incredibly, a testament to the good fee tech and also to the ability of all of the retail market makers from the LP army. Incredible stuff, guys. All right, now moving on to the next section, we've now talked about what we've laid out over the first half of 2026. Now we talk about what goes beyond 2026. Over the last 2 to 3 months, what have we shipped on the product side, also on the campaign side in terms of user acquisition? What are some of our goals moving forward? We'll also cover a bit of what's next. So both myself and Shane, we're going to go through this section. Pranap, you can also vibe around if you want. So yeah, let's move on to the product shipments.
Okay. So I work on product along with Dan, who is now our product lead. He handles a lot more on the technical side. I think those of you who are builders in the ecosystem would have worked with him very closely because, he's a beast when it comes to Meteora's documentation and how you can integrate Meteora's tech.
Indeed.
And, the bear market, LPs, you guys are still printing. And the bear market, it's also a great time to be shipping and building, and that's what our team has been doing, right, for the past few months. So same ethos as we shared in Met Derby, right? We want to make it easy for people to start LPing, easy for people to print fees, right? And whether it's a bull or bear market, and easy for you guys to level up, right, through all the educational initiatives that the wonderful LP Army leads and guys are doing. So the past few months, I would say this is more from probably June to August. We have shipped a few interesting features. Right, the first was the universal search. Now, on every page on the Meteora product, you can just, like for those Mac users, you can just type / and the search bar will pop up, right, with the input field for you to quickly type the ticker or paste the contract address of the token to find the pools that you want. So on every page you have that, you can easily access the pools, filter by DLMM or DMV2, anywhere, anytime, right? So this makes it much more seamless for anybody that's looking for the pool you want very quickly. And following up with that, we introduced Quick Create. So if you notice on the Create UI, we also revamped it a little bit to make it seem simpler. But one big feedback that we've been getting from users is they need to create a pool very quickly, right? Because runners from all these launch pads, they come and go, right? And being early is always a plus, right? So if the pool is not on Meteora yet, let's say if the token is launched on another launchpad, then you will need to quickly be able to create the pool on Meteora. So we allow you now to set certain parameters, right, that like you feel would be your go-to presets when you want to create a DLM pool. For example, we know that the LP Army love the base fee 0.2% and bin step 20 combination. So that is the default, right? For new users going through the DLM presets. But of course, you can change it, save it as something else, and you're good to go as well. And for DMV2, you have the option to choose your code token, the fee collection mode, how much is your compounding fee percentage, whether the pool starts with a time fee scheduler, time-based fee scheduler to prevent snipers starting with a high 99% fee or 50% fee and then gradually over time drop. So there are other options there, up to you. So we want to make it flexible for LPs to print in the best strategy that they know how to use. And you just press quick create. All these presets will be auto-filled. You just need to input the other stuff that is different, like different tokens and initial price, and then you can quickly create the pool. For pool discovery, so this is now the homepage, right, of Meteora.ag, and it's what we feel, right, is one of the best places where you can discover runners in terms of pools, right? So we have included more categories on the on this pool discovery page. For example, like new tokens, favorites. So you can start the pools that you want, and then you go into your favorites list. You can select. You can actually set presets of your favorite combinations, because some people might want a lot of advanced matrix, and in order to decide whether that's the pool for them. But some maybe just want to see the 24-hour volume, activity VL, and fees generated, and nothing else, right? So up to you. You can customize it the way you want, and you have up to 5 presets that you can save. For example, here, right, like let's say new memes, and you can set certain parameters where you only see pools where the base token was created just a few hours ago, for example. So I just wanted to highlight, right, with the RWA tab, that is a big trend right now in the space, right? Stonks, right? And Meteora has always been, in general, whether it's meme coins or stocks or RWA tokens, these tokens, even if it's not launched on Meteora, tend to have a lot of volume and fees generated here. And the reason why LPs actually pool liquidity on Meteora is, because they can print fees here, right? The tech just helps you do it better. There's different strategies that you can employ to maximize your fee generation. So things, big tokenized securities like that were launched by Backpack recently, like Micron and SK Hynix, they you can move on to the next slide. Micron and SK Hynix, they tend to have a lot of volume, like 24-hour volume on Meteora, and not only RWAs but also meme coins. For example, next slide. So some of you might have seen that Ansem was engaging, right, with some of the LP Army community members, learning how to LP from you guys. So it's awesome, right? Like, we want to spread the love of LPing, how to print fees with as wide a group as possible. So not LP itself could be a niche, right? But traders, that's a big group. Everybody on Solana, the bulk of Solana users are trader in one form or another. So that's such a big pie, right? A group of users that we should educate about how to LP, because there's a lot of overlap between trading and LPing. And we want to, as what we shared in MetDabi, right? There's this big group of traders. We want to make them all LPs and all part of the LP army, because who wouldn't want to print fees, right? And for example, like Ansem, it wasn't launched on Meteora directly, but post-launch, we see liquidity volume gravitating towards the DLMM because of the simple fact that the tech allows you to print more fees as an LP.
You see a lot of people printing some really nice P&Ls as well.
Yes.
The Ansem pool.
Continue sharing like those P&L cards on Twitter. I think that really attracts a lot of attention from traders.
Absolutely. So
we also shipped DLSE, what we call dynamic liquidity slippage estimation. So what we noticed from users is that there are a lot of, sometimes, especially meme coins, there could be, in the past, before we launched this, there was a lot of transaction failure because the price moved very quickly. And so it exceeded the liquidity slippage cap. And basically the transaction failed. You weren't able to create the pool, even though you were like urgently need to create it, right, in that time window. So for dynamic slippage, it automatically adjusts based on the volatility of the token. And there's still certain caps that they are reasonable, right? But yet, this automated adjustment allows you to improve the transaction success, and we have reduced the transaction failure rate by more than 40% with this.
Incredible.
And yeah, we also noticed that one of the great ways that people share about LPing and their love for LPing is through live streams, or for example, I saw a great one by Crime on MCG Live recently, right? Teaching people how to DLMM and to use the limit orders. So yeah, those are great, right? But in the past, you have to use a burner wallet, right? And because your wallet, part of your wallet address is sometimes shown, or you have to edit it out in post-production. So now we have made it very easy for you to just stream on whatever wallet you use, because you can just hide it, right? Hide the wallet address at the top right corner of the page. Okay, yeah, so those are the main things we ship. The last thing is our campaigns page, but I will pass it on to Mia. We'll talk about how our campaigns page is going to help us acquire, activate, and retain users, as well as other initiatives as well. Yeah, Mia, please.
Yep. So we have shipped a lot, right? We've gone through what changes went through is just the product shipments that have taken place and have gone live on Meteora over just the past 2 to 3 months. We still have limit orders, we still have quote token fees, we still have the dynamic terminal and improvements to pool discovery as well. That was all shipped in the first half of 2026. So hopefully all of these shipments will continue to improve the performances and to help you guys level up as well, and to help you guys LP. And I think I just want to zoom out a bit for a second, right? And kind of what our recent shipments have been focused on, like referral staking, like season 2 of the LP stimulus, the LP stimulus system, is all focused on these 3 kind of main pillars, right? To acquire, to activate, and also to retain users, and to also ultimately grow the LP army, right? So I just want to go through some of the key highlights of our growth campaigns, namely Meteora campaigns, referral staking, and also season 2. That's also some of the key shipments that a lot of users have had questions to, lots of queries, lots of confusion from the LP army, from the community. So that was one of the reasons why I also kind of put out right before the stream, right? I put out a form to submit all of your questions, any questions that you have about what we have shipped over the past 6 months, or even more so, right? So I've collected all of the questions. We'll go through them later in a bit, but for now we'll go through Meteora campaigns in great detail. Now, I don't know if those of you who remember the pilot bounty, the first ever LP Army bounty that was launched, I think in August 2025, last year. If you were in those pools, if you participated in this campaign, drop a little W in the chat real quick, because this is one of the first ever Meteora LP Army bounty campaign where 25,000 USDC was put up for grabs for all of the folks who were LPing on any valid or eligible Huma USDC or Huma Sol pool. That's correct, right? Huma USDC or Huma Sol pool. And so that campaign, the pilot campaign, was incredibly well received by the LP army, and there were many requests for the next campaign, right? And so what better campaign or what better launch to do a campaign next than quite possibly the biggest US IPO that we've seen on planet Earth, right? The SpaceX IPO. So that was the second campaign where we launched, an LP Army bounty. Same terms, same criteria for the campaign. 25,000 USDC for folks who generated fees on any of the eligible SpaceX Sol or SpaceX USDC pools. And last but not least, this is one of the most awaited kind of growth initiatives that a lot of folks have kind of enjoyed from the past. Season 1 of the LP stimulus plan. We've continued it with season 2, and I think from what we've shared in the previous forum posts, season 2 will be the last season of the LP stimulus plan. So a total of 20 million MET allocated for points, allocated to reward LPing activity, and also an additional 6 million MET, which was actually part of the 2% expert contributors allocation. This is what we set at TGE, which we will now be allocating for our expert contributors. So this is what was shipped from Meteora campaigns, and with that, I also want to go through the LP stimulus plan in a lot more detail, right? So just a quick. Hold on, I just got a comment saying Pranav sounds very eloquent. Where is he from? Pranav is from Singapore, as are all of us.
Yeah, racial harmony here.
So we've got a lot of races in Singapore, and so we've got a good mix here. So going back to the LP Stimulus Season 2, what was the main goal behind us? What was the main goal behind the LP Stimulus Plan in the first place? Right, it was to recognize and also to reward all of the LPs that grew our community to where it is today. So where Meteora is right now, where it is today, all of the numbers that Pranav was just showing earlier on in the first half of 2026 will not be possible without you guys. So huge shout out to you guys over at the LP Army. Incredible work so far. And you know what? The season 2 is also, you know, the last kind of piece of the LP stimulus plan before we move on to other even more effective incentive mechanisms like referral staking and many others to come as well. So just to reiterate on the goal and to reiterate on the distribution as well, right? 20 million met for LPing activity and 6 million met for the expert contributors. So this was a lot of people also had questions in terms of, you know, how do we derive the main kind of like the total reward distribution from this, right? And because this was not a part of this is not what we said during TGE, right? So just to kind of provide a bit more context into how we derive the total reward distribution, which is one of the more commonly asked questions in the forum as well. So first question, right? How did you derive the total distribution? We were thinking about how to come up with a fair and reasonable reward distribution for season 2, right? For LPing activity, and throughout season 2, we were talking to a lot of power users, having discussions, and we were having a lot of divergent views, right? A lot of people are concerned with emissions going out, and another camp of users were also concerned about making sure that there's a fair reward for LPing activity, right? So at the end of the day, there were continuous diverging points of view. We were continuously in discussion with a lot of power users, a lot of folks from the community as well. But at some point, the team will have to make a calculated decision, right? So what we did was we took the average rewards for points earned in terms of MET from 2024 and 2025. This was what we also mentioned during the previous community call. Was it the token holder call or just the previous community call? I think it was. Yeah. We did mention it during the previous community call. It has to be a good balance between the average of points earned in 2024 and 2025. So a good balance between emissions and also maintaining healthy token activity and also a fair reward for all of our LPs. The team decided to ship 20 million as the total reward distribution for season 2. Now, I know there's a couple of people who are not so happy with how much they got in terms of their allocations, but here's some additional context into how we created the qualification criteria or how we kind of computed your total points, right? So the next question. The next commonly stated question from LPs is that, hey, I LP'd so much, but why did I get very low points? And some people even 0 points, some people that are very active on DMMV2, for example, right? The points calculated goes through very kind of very intentional token, pool, and also wallet blacklists. And the reason behind that is because we want to make sure that we reward like LPing activity on a lot of the tokens that make it past the token qualification criteria. So if you want more information on the full criteria on what it is and the full blacklist as well, we also have the full post for season 2 points over at proposals.meteora.ag. So we cover that in full detail. And so for those of you who say, for example, I got very low points, why? Typically, and what I find to diagnose in a lot of the case-by-case situations is that a lot of the tokens that folks LP'd in, they tend to fall under either unverified tokens or tokens with incredibly low or even zero organic score from Jupiter. So we take different kind of like criterias in order to make sure that a token is verified and a token is legit in order to be LP'd, so that we ensure that the full reward, the 20 million of MET, goes into the hands of the people who are LPing into proper, more verified pools, and pretty much like not diluting the total reward from tokens that are more kind of volatile and not even volatile, tokens that are considered rugs, right? And so that's the kind of reasoning behind why we why we executed such a pretty stringent criteria on the tokens and pools and also wallets as well.
A quick shout out to Detective as well. Similar in season 1, he actually helped with the blacklisting of wallets from known blacklisted wallets across the ecosystem. So shout out to you, Detective. Very, very helpful.
Thank you, Detective. Okay, the next commonly asked question is, will there be a season 3? I'm not too sure where you guys heard about new seasons or season 3 from, but season 3, season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then all future seasons will all fall into the referral staking program. So we'll cover the referral staking program in a bit. We've gotten a lot of feedback, a lot of requests as well for additional functionality to be added into the referral staking program, and we'll cover that in just a bit, right? And the final 2 questions, very commonly asked in terms of expert contributors. So in case you missed out, the expert contributors form or the submission forms is now open up until 24th of August, Monday, 12 p.m. UTC, right? So this will be a separate allocation of 6 million MET that will be focused on rewarding and recognizing our experts and contributors. So experts meaning people who have displayed an expertise in LPing, and contributors meaning people who have contributed in growing and expanding the LP army. So if you haven't gone and made a public submission, if you think that you'll be eligible for a share of the 6 million MET, go ahead to contributors.meteora.ag and go and make a public submission. So 2 of the questions very commonly asked, will community tools be included in expert contributors, and also will Discord roles be rewarded for expert contributors? So in terms of community tools, a lot of the tools were already created in terms in season 1. So for me to accurately and reasonably determine if a lot of folks have been using the tools, this has to be a bit on a bit of a case-by-case basis. So I will do a manual review of which of the tools will be eligible for expert contributors, and also in terms of Discord roles, I'm going to look into the LP Army honor role on the LP Army server. But for any other role that just has to do with activity, we have received a lot of feedback from season 1 that has expressed their grievances about people just being active in the server, not really equating to meaningful expert contribution. So for season 2, activity roles on Discord will not be eligible. But then again, if you think that you've posted a couple of great posts or tweets on X, and you think you will be able to get a share of the 6 million MET from the expert contributors allocation, please feel free to make a public submission. I'll go through all of them. The team is going to help me as well. Go through all of the submissions, and we'll make sure that we get a fair and reasonable allocation that goes out to all of the folks that helped us and bring us to where we are today. So at the end of the day, the LP stimulus plan played an incredible role in helping Meteora grow into where it is today, helping us create a really good incentive mechanism to reward LPing activity. And so moving forward, right, with season 2, with the end of the LP stimulus plan in season 2, we're going to move forward to a much clearer incentive mechanism in the referral staking program. And this is incredible because it not only gives you a clear incentive mechanism that is paid out in USDC, by the way. There's also Met utility that's also tied into it, tied into product usage as well. So we'll go through the referral staking program in a lot more detail. But before that, I just want to say that we have crossed quite an incredible milestone of 73 million total Met staked. How do you guys feel about this? Incredible.
Great. Yeah. I think it's going to just keep increasing because it's been steadily increasing, right?
So I am a pessimistic sort. So on the day before staking, or at least the day after staking, I did a moon math calculation thing on Twitter. I estimated like 20 million Met being staked at most, right?
Yeah.
I did not expect such a level of support for staking and the referral program. So you see, we will hope to keep giving amazing utility like that in the future as well.
Yeah, one thing I would like to add regarding the season 2 LP stimulus, we obviously understand that it's very difficult to accommodate everybody's expectations regards to that. But one thing that it's really true, right, is we should definitely engage with the community more on as regularly as possible. And even though it's the end of the LP, the original version, right, of the LP stimulus plan, we are not obviously discontinuing initiatives to grow the LP army and to reward users who actively bring value to Meteora and Met. And this translates to our new product, right, that ties in all of these together, which is referral staking. So and precisely why we are here on this call to talk about the feedback we have received about referral staking so that we can improve it in the coming weeks at the different cycles. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but it's excellent to see that 73 million Met has already been staked. Yeah, not $73 million.
70 trillion Met.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
My mistake.
Okay, back to you, Mir.
Yeah. So just to kind of zoom out again, right? What is the point of the referral staking program? Why does the referral staking program exist, right? The referral staking program is built to empower the LP army to directly be involved in growing and also earning a share of the growth of Meteora. Meaning, when you grow and when you refer and onboard more users, any of the fees that they generate, you get a cut of it as well. So you can think of it as this: like a lot of people I've seen become like full-time LPs because that's one of their income streams, right? Referral staking pretty much becomes like a completely separate income stream that you can also build based on your network. I think I was crunching the numbers just now. Some of the top 5 referrers on the program all have about more than 50 referrals under their wing each. So that's incredible to see. And I hope that that number continues to grow. We see a lot more people starting to build their own referral networks. And so, we'll continue to also improve on the program as well to make it, more valuable for referrers to grow the networks. So just to reiterate again, the reward mechanism, 10% of protocol fees will go to staking, and 10% of protocol fees will then also go to the referral side of things, right? And just to cover the milestones again, right? 73 million in staked Met, over 2,500 referral codes that have been linked, and also last I checked, it was about 305 or 307,000 in cycle 1 rewards. So incredible stuff. I think we're going to make a lot of. We'll see. We'll need. How many days left do we have until cycle 1?
7 days left.
7 days left until the end of cycle 1. Once we complete cycle 1, I think the team will also have like a much clearer view of how referral staking has worked for everyone across the board. Referred users, referrers, and also people who have staked their Met as well. So I've also compiled a number of questions, quite a number of questions actually, from the community about referral staking. And for the first question, I might need some clarification from Shane as well. A lot of people are asking, why do my rewards fluctuate? You've seen some of your rewards in on Monday, for example, and you see that, for example, it's about $10. And then one day after and Tuesday, you see that the number on Monday has kind of changed a bit. Why is that so?
So there are a number of factors that could result. Like one is if your referrer actually unsticks Matt for some reason, and that would affect you as a referred user's your share. Another reason is in the current version, the logic is such that the referred users earnings cap is split between kind of like 80-20 over the 80-20 ratio. So for simple example, if your referrer's earnings is cap is $1,000 and the ratio is 80-20, so your referrer's cap is 800 and referred users, all the referred users under that referrer are all kind of sharing a cap of $200. So your share of the cap is based off the fees you generate as a referred user. So understood, right? Based on the feedback, and even as team members ourselves, as we participate in the referral staking and testing it out, we realized that although in theory this like system conceptually could make people want to LP better so that they get more fees. So as more people get more fees, the entire pie of rewards grows, and everybody is just trying to do their best to beat each other and get more fees, right? And everybody earns as a result. But that is in theory, right? Like in practice, it's we understand that the UI and the flow could be a bit confusing. So we are already working on the next version in terms of the logic of how this reward cap is calculated. So in the next version, same example, $1,000 referrers earnings cap. Now it's not confusing. It's not 80% of that. The referrers earnings cap will be $1,000, and for each referred user under that referrer, it will be a certain percentage of that, and all will be the same. For example, if it's 1/4 of the referrers earnings cap, the referrers earnings cap will be $1,000, and each referred user under that referrer would have $250 earnings cap. So it would not fluctuate this cap based off the fees you generate. So but we'll put this in writing so that it's clearer for everybody with graphics and diagrams and education. And thanks so much to the LP Army guys that have been sharing about how referral staking works, because we know it could be a little bit complex. So I saw Mario did a very good one. Michael Zogod, Prince Swanee, and people who share guides from other people as well. Thanks so much for helping teach the LP Army how to use referral staking. And yeah, like we'll definitely take in your feedback to make it simpler and also more rewarding, and importantly, right, get more new users into the LP Army and using Meteora. So not just not just keeping the rewards within the existing, right, like user base, right? Because the whole point of referral staking is to refer more people to the wonderful tech that is the DLMM.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, we need your help. We really need your help in expanding and bringing LPing into every single corner of the world. And that leads us to our next question, right? Why not make this a long-term, full-time, permanent program instead of just a 3-month program? And for us, for the team, right, in order for the referral staking program to completely become or deem itself as a success, it needs to achieve like a number of different goals. Number one, it has to, it has to prove itself to be a valuable mechanism for product growth. We need to see the number of, we need to see referral staking, reflect in the number of active users, the number of fees earned, and at the same time, so that's on product usage, right? And on Met utility as well. We need to make sure that the market adopts referral staking as a valuable way to bring in more value into Met, right? So for us, I think what makes sense is that we will put this as a 3-month program, but we will monitor very heavily the progress of staking, the progress of our referrals. We'll also speak to all of the referrers, on how they feel about the referral staking program, how it has been working for them. So our approach with it is very clear. We'll make it a 3-month program, but if it deems itself as very valuable to the LP army, to the growth of Meteora the product and Meteora the token, then we will continue and extend the program as intended, right? The main focus for us is this. We want to grow all of the Meteora ecosystem. We don't want to just slap something on and make it a permanent thing, right? So the 3-month kind of like time box to it is actually an incredibly intentional way for us to make sure and for us to monitor the referral staking program and to make sure that it is something that is valuable for our users, for Meteora the product, for Meteora the token. So there's a lot of things that are involved, and that's why we kind of put it as a 3-month program. So
just something quick that I wanted to say. So said another way is, if you guys want referral staking to be a long-term program, you guys better refer every single person out there, your mom, your dad, uncle,
Your
dog,
grandmas.
cat, your grandma, everyone needs to be a user of Meteora. And when that happens, I'm going to keep it open, but
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the success of the referral staking program very much depends on the success of you guys building your own referral networks. So stake more MET, refer more users, and print more fees. Right, next question. Why not design referral rewards to pool creators or people who are sharing pools? Now, this is actually I would say, one of the most requested, one of the most mentioned requests from LPs, right? Because it ties into the typical user behavior. When LPs see a pool that is printing, right? They see something that's high in volume. What they would do is they either create a pool, they share it with their friends, or on the LP Army Discord server, they share it there as well. So that's the natural kind of user behavior, and being able to earn on top of that is just an incredible experience, right, for users. But here's the catch: designing referral rewards for pools natively is a completely new design that's different compared to like the platform level referrals. So we hear you. It is incredibly valuable feedback, but the team needs to take a closer look into how we can design something that will take into account pool creators, people who shared the pool, and how they could possibly earn a cut of the fees. And so we are looking into it. We'll see what we can do, and pretty much for now we'll have pool link referrals, and in a sense that when you share a pool link, you will then see a quick little pop-up that kind of tells you that, hey, this person, Shane or Pranav, was the one that referred you to this pool. Do you want to link his code or not? So that's what we have for now, and obviously we'll keep looking into ways into improving the referral staking program.
Yeah, basically the current infrastructure for the referral system is already established for this 3-month campaign. Obviously, based on the feedback, we are trying to make incremental improvements as fast as possible in order to make it more valuable and seamless for everybody working on the referral staking program. I mean, using the referral staking program. But if we were to do a referral system for individual specific pools, that is pretty much an overhaul of the existing system based on our discussions with the engineering team. So yeah, we hear you for sure. And what we can do later, I'll share a bit more about this, is in terms of improvements to the referral staking program, is incremental improvements that can make everybody's life better. And as we slowly improve, at the end of the 3-month program, we might consider revamping, right, the current infra for this. But as of now, yeah, like we only can make incremental improvements.
Exactly, and we'll need more time, towards the end of cycle 1, and more time towards cycle 2 and the future cycles as well, to collect more data and also monitor the progress of the referral staking program. Senexter says, I need to stake more MET just not to get capped. That's a good problem to have. That's very bullish. So really great job. Shub says they sat height-wise. Did we sit height?
I think we did.
We did.
Yeah.
Thank you for the observation, Shub. The next question is, can I see my referral network? Now, this is a fairly nuanced conversation to have, and this is what I brought up on the forum post, asking for feedback on the referral staking program. There's two camps of people to this. There are people who want to preserve their privacy, keep everything private, don't show any referral network at all. There's also the other camp of people who want full visibility into their referral staking network. They want to do things like, they want to know who's consistently printing fees, who are the wallets that are under their wing, so they can, maybe provide some extra stuff like coaching or extra services. And so it's a bigger conversation that we need to continue having before the team can make an informed decision, before we can make a change and an update to the referral staking program. So go over to proposals.meteor.ag, give me your thoughts. I'm also, speaking to people in DMs as well, getting their feedback. Currently, it's still pretty evenly based, right? Like the arguments for privacy and for visibility. The ideal case is that we settle with we devise a non-binary solution, and what that means is a solution that kind of gives people some sort of visibility into their referral network, but at the same time, it doesn't kind of dox your wallet information, or still makes it really hard for you to expose any of your wallet information out there. So still a lot more discussion to have before we can make a full decision on this, but I would really, really appreciate all of your opinions.
Yeah, I think one thing to think about is the objective, right, of being able to view your referral network. If the objective, for example, is as a referrer, you want to reward your referred users, those people that used your referral code more, right? Let's say with airdrops or with other incentives for following you and taking your LP Army courses, for example. Then maybe you don't really need to know their wallet addresses per se, but you might need a tool to allow you to reward people who are the top 10 earners in your network, for example, right? So we're trying to understand the underlying objective for these requests. I don't think people just want to know the wallet address of their referral network just for the sake of it. There must be like a reason behind it. So we're trying to see if we can build around that. Yeah, but of course, please continue to put in more feedback on the proposal so that we have a better idea.
Yeah, I really look forward to the day where we do have a balanced solution for this, because I really want to see the kind of use cases out of now being able to have some sort of visibility into your referral network. I think that will also give the referrers a boost in terms of how to offer certain things to the people under their wing. So really excited to see that. And now last but not least, the final question, can I get a higher tier if I refer more people, a higher tier of rewards, right? This is actually quite an interesting piece of feedback. I've been getting some interesting ideas as well from folks in the LP Army. This is also something we need to continue observing and getting more feedback on, but I do want to explore some sort of like leveling or tiering system because it makes sense, right? When you refer more people, you get like a kind of higher stake or a higher tier of the rewards for all of your efforts, right? And so it's also something we are looking at. And we'll keep you updated on X, on Discord, if we have any kind of like updates to share on the referral staking program. Now, all of these initiatives, all of these growth campaigns, they all kind of fall into the same thing. And this is something we have continuously been pushing throughout the whole of 2026. One of our goals is to 10x the LP Army, and you guys play an important role in this mission. So you guys are incredibly important to us. Now, last but not least, our final section. What is next for Meteora? So this is a section that kind of covers a bit of alpha, so you might want to stick around. So this is something we've covered, referral staking improvements. We have already shipped pool level improvements, pool level referral links. So on the DLMM page, on the dynamic terminal, on the left side, you'll be able to see a button to refer and to earn rewards, right? So this is where you'll be able to share your referral code.
Yeah, apart from this, there are also other things we are looking at. For example, the new logic for the rewards cap that I mentioned earlier. Another thing that is interesting that we have questions about higher tiers if you refer more people. So we are also working on a leaderboard. So if you see referral, we obviously studied in-depth referral systems from centralized exchanges and other depths as well. Leaderboard was in the pipeline. It's just that when we launched it, we were thinking of putting it in cycle 2. So that's what you can expect, a leaderboard. And obviously, because there's ranks, right? There might be incentives for people who rank higher, right? But we are still looking into that. Give us your feedback on the forum.
Absolutely. And now, just some updates into the team and the community growth fund. So for context, in the previous community call, we did say that as part of our goals towards achieving aggressive growth, aggressive user acquisition, and aggressive growth of the LP army, we have pledged $500,000 that's committed to growth. So 250K will be under the wing of the team, in which $25,000 has already been used for the SpaceX bounty. And another 250K will be under the wing of the LP army. And this is purely just a focus on growing and expanding the LP army. Currently, it's being used for the bounties, for expansion, and also to empower more people to take part, and also to create more content, and also educate more people on how exactly LPing works. So this is the latest kind of update on the team and community growth funds. So in terms of what's next, on both fronts, right, for the team and also for the community, we're going to look into more ways in order to kind of drive growth for both Meteor, the ecosystem, the products, and also the community. So keep a lookout on the LP Army X account, on the LP Army Discord server as well. Give your ideas as well on what are some cool things that we can do with the growth fund.
I heard there's a exciting event coming up, right?
I think there's a very exciting event in Bali that's going to be happening in conjunction with Meteora Indonesia, and I think also some folks from Meteora Philippines that's going to be happening. If I'm not wrong, it's Solana Village or some sort of Solana Village or Solana Summit Village that's happening in Bali. But I heard that there's going to be incredible amounts of people over there. So shout out to the Meteor Indonesia team. I know a lot of you guys are going to be attending and representing the LP Army and Meteor as well. So that's also going to be a part of our expansion ahead. Right, we're going to be focusing on growing and expanding different regional units across the world, and hopefully we're going to be expanding across different languages as well for Meteora. All right, this is some incredible alpha for you guys. Meteora Alerts is going live soon. I'm going to leave it to Shane to provide more of the details.
Yeah, this is just a short, snippet of how it looks like. So on your portfolio page, as well as on the pool page, you're going to see a nice bell icon, right? And where you can click and then set up your alerts for that particular position. And we know there are awesome community tools out there, like Michael Zogert's DLMM alerts tool.
Shout out to Michael.
Yeah, feel free to use that too, right? We are building this because it's an essential part of the product, and it was missing, right? Like a more advanced alerts tool, and that's why awesome community members have also stepped in to help fill the gap. And there could be other users who prefer seeing alerts in a different way, but this is our version of it that we are going to ship. For the first version, it will be showing you alerts for out of range positions or in range positions, or where the price goes into your range, and as well as PNL percentage. Moving forward, we are looking into generic kind of announcement type of alerts, as well as token-based alerts, so that anytime there's a certain maybe price target or certain movement, and you need to be alerted on your phone or Telegram or email, you're gonna get it ASAP. So yeah, we are going to work on alerts very soon. I mean, we're going to ship alerts very, very soon. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, just a bit more testing to go. Pranav needs to test, how many times he goes out of range, and so we will ship that once we're ready. Okay.
Yeah. Next is, we know DFV2 has a lot of love from the LPRB, and for the longest time, the UI is quite different from what you're used to with the DLMM. But now that we have gotten a lot of feedback from DLMM UI side of things, and it's kind of more familiar with people in the LPRB, we are going to do a reskin of the DMV2 to revamp the UI a little bit, such that it's similar feel with all the important information about the base token and the pools on the page itself, as well as some new interesting features that are not available right now on the DMV2. For example, the ability to split your position and to send your position. So that opens up some interesting use cases. For example, if at an event, Mia wants to onboard some new people with a LP position, he can just basically set an NFT to the guy's wallet, and he can open up the UI for the DMV2, and he will see the position there, right? And he can split it, he can send it to his friend. Yeah, interesting use cases around that that we are very interested to, we are very excited to share and ship for you guys.
That is damn bullish. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I move on to the last slide, I think this is going to be some very interesting new alpha that we're going to be kind of sharing about. I don't know how much I can share about it, but I'm going to leave it to Shane to talk about a new DLMM.
Yes, actually, we have mentioned this before, so it's not really alpha, right? Like it's not like this is not the first time we mentioned this, but we all DLM users, and I remember the time when DLMM was still white mode, light mode, right? And
Shout out to light mode users.
yeah, the UI is like so different from what it is right now, and how much we have grown, right? Just as how the DLMM product has grown tremendously, the LP Army at the same time grew with it, right? Because people love to come and print fees to the DLMM. But over the past couple of years, we through integrations with different applications, launchpads, and just users as well, the current version of the DLMM has one or two kind of restrictions that make it a little bit more expensive, or make it a little bit more challenging to integrate for certain use cases that are starting to trend or that will come in the future that we expect. So we are already working on a new version of the DLMM. I'm not going to spoil things by saying the working title and the name right now, but just know that it's a new version, it's a new and improved version. And there are some aspects of the UI where we would love to get feedback from the community on. For example, I'm just going to share one thing. So based on our discussions with the LP Army leads and as well as regional communities on what is the most popular current liquidity distribution shape, right, that you guys love, right, or what we call the volatility strategy. And it is a spot, right, overlaid with the bid-ask shape.
Mhm.
And we don't have a name for it, right? There could be, maybe some of you have already named it, but for this new DLMM product, right, that would, because it's so popular, right, we don't want to just stick with spot, curve, bid-ask. We might want to just allow you to be able to just one-click select your favorite shape without overlaying, and going through multiple transactions, right? So that's one of the beauty of the DLM the new version of DLM, and we would like to hear your thoughts on what we should call this new liquidity shape
Oh,
if we were to put it on the UI. So
wow.
Yeah, so small things like this that we will slowly, get feedback from the community on, and maybe we might do just a fun contest, like who has the best name or something like that. For the time being, by default, if no one has a, I'm not going to just suggest anything. You guys,
I mean,
we'll
already,
run something fun, just to know, what you guys think this shape, this popular shape should be called.
We are already seeing some ideas come up in the chat. Idea number 1, Bidot. What do you guys think about that? I'm not a big fan of that.
Sounds like bidet.
It sounds like what you spray on your, behind on your rear area. Spit is another idea. I'm not a big fan of that as well. We will keep the ideas coming. We will evaluate them, and who knows, a little prize might come in for the best name for this new mechanism, right?
Yeah, so just a couple more things about it, right?
Yep.
So because we didn't really share anything more than just a new DLMM, so there's a possibility, right, of this one-click new volatility strategy that you guys can use without doing 2 transactions to overlay. And there's also just generally more flexibility with the DLMM. It's much cheaper to create a position, create a pool, much cheaper for integrations, more seamless. Limit orders will get a boost as well in terms of efficiency and integrations. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of applications out there on Solana that have not incorporated limit orders. So if you're built out there, just come talk to us. I think this would be a very interesting thing that we can do together. And yeah, I think the next phase for Meteora, we'll share more in the next couple of community calls. But in general, the product is starting to be full-fledged, right? It's starting to take shape as a very powerful tool for people to LP and print fees. We feel that it's slowly also becoming a place where traders that want to learn how to LP, they can come there and seamlessly trade and LP at the same time. So the product will also grow towards that direction, right? Letting traders easily start LPing, right, and learn how to LP from the LP army.
Yep.
And yeah, in general, we want more people also building around Meteora. So the DLMM, DBC, and DMV2 are excellent tech for anybody building around liquidity. But this new DLMM will be 10x better. Yeah. And very excited that it's coming to fruition. It's pretty much already it's very close. But obviously we need to do internal testing. We need to get feedback from you guys on different parts of the product. We need to talk to builders on Solana. So but a lot of exciting stuff ahead. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, you cannot imagine how excited I am every time we have product meetings and we talk about these new things that are coming up in the pipeline. And in real time, I'm also seeing a lot more ideas of the names that are coming up. Ruck Me Daddy, I don't know about that. Semi-Ruck, I don't know. Hybrid or Mongrel, I don't know what Mongrel means. Hybrid seems to be pretty popular, but we'll see. We'll have more ideas come up along the way. And before we come to the end of the community call, I just want to take a moment to really give a shout out to the team who, as we have been working on a lot of these growth initiatives, as the LP army has been working incredibly hard, the team behind the scenes have been working like workhorses, like crazy, working around the clock, not only maintaining the current product stack that we have, any of the bugs. I mean, apologies if you guys are going through experiencing bugs and page loading fails and stuff like that. Maintaining the current product stack is already incredibly it's a big task, right? Now we're also at the same time, our engineers are kind of thinking and innovating in different ways, how we can create new ways for you to LP on Meteora as well. So big shout out to Dan, to Demu Dev, to all of the engineers, and also the entire team who's been working super hard, in this as we go into this next chapter of growth. So incredible work by both the community and the team as well. That's the dream team.
On that note, a bit more of some actionable alpha for you guys. If you guys want the new DLMM program to come out sooner, grab your favorite engineer, tag them on Twitter every day, and ask them when DLMM, new DLMM. I guarantee you this is going to get them working because they have nothing else to do.
I like that.
I'm kidding.
Tag Dan XBT, and no, I'm kidding. They're already working so hard.
Tag Dan, tag Dimu, tag everyone you can.
Absolutely, Captain as well. Okay, before we another thing before we end off, I just saw one question about when MetDavi Part 2. So I'm just gonna be completely honest right here. I'm gonna be completely candid and say that the team is not planning anything that is of MetDavi scale for this year. You can blame the market for that. No, I'm kidding. But I am thinking of some things to do, particularly a day before Breakpoint. So you'll hear more updates on this, but I'm still in the kind of like the early planning stage of it. So give me ideas as well on what do you want the LP army to do during Breakpoint as well. How do you want to empower and also to activate the LP army to pretty much like take over the entirety of Breakpoint? Your ideas there would be much appreciated. And with that, we have come to the end of today's community call. How do you guys feel?
Fucking bullish, man.
Bullish, incredibly bullish. And so, lots of things coming up. And also a huge thank you to everybody who, was active and participated in, our past campaigns throughout the entirety of the LP stimulus plan. And I'm super excited for the next stage of growth, the next chapter of not just new products, but also like new ways for you guys to participate in the Meteor ecosystem as well. And so, I don't think we have anything else. Nothing else from Shane?
Just like to say, stake Met, refer your friends, print your fees, and we'll see you on the next community call.
Enjoy the good fee tech. All right, take care, guys. Bye.